Tonight at 5, we have team coverage after an officer is charged in the shooting of Quadron Wilson, why he says he pulled the trigger. Plus, we'll hear from the Wilson family as they react to the charges, saying more should be done. And we're following the latest recovery efforts in Puerto Rico as thousands remain without food or electricity. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for staying with us at 5, everyone. Eric is off tonight. An officer with the Wisconsin Department of Justice was charged for his role in the shooting of 38-year-old Quadron Wilson earlier this year. We're now learning what led up to the shooting. In an interview with investigators, Mark Wagner said he saw Wilson start to move his hands up while Wagner was outside his car door. He said he thought Wilson had a gun. At the same time, Wagner said he heard gunshots and felt something hit him. He told investigators he fired simultaneously with the sound he heard. Wagner then fell backward and heard additional gunshots that came from another officer. We haven't seen video of the events that I've just described. You'll remember we have seen video of the chaotic moments after the shooting. Naomi Coles joins us now with more on what we learned today. Naomi?
What we learned in court records today boils down to a criminal charge from just those couple seconds of time you just described. That's moments before this video. As agents surrounded Wilson's car after pinning it between two squads, Mark Wagner was first. He was behind a ballistic shield. All nearly simultaneously, he thought he heard a gunshot. He opened fire. He fell backwards. He told investigators later he believed he fired only one shot. He actually fired two. Behind him, Nathan Pesky thought Wagner had just been shot and so opened fire himself. Pesky is not facing charges. I have not been able to get in touch with Wagner's lawyer or police advocates on this charge, but Quadron Wilson's attorney believes this is only a part of justice.
The entire progression of events that led up to this are astonishing to me. And that's why I think we need changes up there. You know, I have some police acquaintances, some friends that tell me nobody wants to work with a DCI because they're cowboys. And this was a cowboy operation.
The rarity of a charge in this kind of case is hard to overstate, but for context, the DOJ tells me today this is the first time one of their agents has faced criminal charges for using force on the job. I'm getting into more details at 6 o'clock, and you'll hear more from Wilson's defense attorney.
We will see you at 6, Naomi. Thank you. A family at the center of all of this has mixed emotions about today's news. Quadron Wilson's father has some strong thoughts about what we learned and what we haven't. Our Catherine Merck spoke with them today, and she has more on what they want moving forward. Catherine?
Wilson's family says it's pretty simple. They aren't satisfied with only one agent being charged when more than one was involved.
Just read the tag.
We'll have more on that later at 6 o'clock. I asked the Dane County's DA office if anyone would be able to speak to us about the case other than what we've been given so far. The department told me it can't comment on an open investigation like this one.
All right, Catherine, sorry about that. Thank you. We know this has been a lot of information, so if you would like to learn more or take a closer look at the charges and the investigation, look for these stories on channel3000.com. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti is on the weather patio. Happy fall, Gary.
Coming out.
All right, sorry about that. We're having some issues this afternoon. Thanks for your patience. In other news today, a 4-year-old child is dead after getting hit by a car in Columbia County. It happened on Haynes Road in the township of Marcelon yesterday. The child had been riding in a farm wagon and jumped down onto the road. They were then struck by a passing car. First responders attempted life-saving measures but were unsuccessful. The driver of the vehicle is cooperating with investigators. 2 people were killed in a 3-vehicle crash in Marshall overnight. The crash happened just before 8 p.m. near State Highway 19 and County Highway TT. A vehicle heading west on 19 was trying to turn onto Highway TT when another vehicle rear-ended it. That crash pushed the first vehicle into the eastbound lane of Highway 19, where a 3rd vehicle hit it. The driver and passenger in the first vehicle died at the scene. The drivers of the other 2 vehicles were taken to hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. 2 people were also hurt after a crash involving a Fedex truck and a milk truck in Dodge County. It happened just before 9:45 this morning at the intersection of County Highways P and N north of Rubicon. Sheriff's deputies say a man driving the FedEx truck pulled out in front of the milk truck. The 2 then collided, causing the milk truck to tip over, spilling roughly 5,800 gallons of milk. Both drivers were hospitalized with injuries and then released. The Teacher of the Year awards were handed out today at the State of Education address in the Capitol Rotunda. Jill Underly, the state superintendent of public instruction, talked about the importance of celebrating public schools and teachers each and every day. She also discussed the need for school funding to invest in the future of Wisconsin and close the achievement gap.
I'm excited to...
You are shaping Wisconsin's future, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. In fact, we owe you more than that. We owe you an investment.
For their extensive...
The Teacher of the Year recipients were Dustin Anderson, an art teacher from Wisconsin Rapids, Peg Billing, a library media specialist from Minocqua, Lori Dans, a biology teacher from Superior, Sarah Coplin, a geography teacher from Shorewood, and Kaylee Heidemann, a school counselor from Oshkosh. Congratulations to all of you. As Russia's invasion of Ukraine falters, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is reasserting support for Ukraine, accusing Russia of atrocities and human rights abuses. Gloria Pazmino has the latest on the ongoing conflict.
Condemnation at a United Nations Security Council meeting Thursday.
The very international order that we have gathered here to uphold is being shredded before our eyes.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken slamming Russian President Vladimir Putin following escalatory actions by Moscow this week during a meeting convened to discuss the war in Ukraine.
That President Putin picked this week, as most of the world gathers at the United Nations, to add fuel to the fire that he started, shows his utter contempt for the UN Charter, for the General Assembly, and for this council.
In response to Putin's decision to conscript some 300,000 Russian citizens in the reserve to the military amid his faltering war efforts, some are fleeing the country, waiting in long lines of traffic at Russia's land borders. Others are voicing their opposition. As seen in the social media video, while not independently verified by CNN, it appears to be authentic. According to a monitoring group, more than 1,300 people have been detained across 38 Russian cities this week after participating in anti-war protests, with some detainees already drafted into military service. In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Ginny Thomas has agreed to an interview with the January 6th House Select Committee. Thomas's attorney says his client wants to clear up any misconceptions about her work relating to the 2020 election. Thomas reportedly communicated with former President Trump, White House officials, and leaders in swing states about efforts to overturn the election results. She has been openly critical of the House committee investigating the Capitol riots. COVID-19 infections increase the risk of long-term brain problems. That is according to new research from Washington University School of Medicine. Researchers looked at an analysis of federal data from March of 2020 through January of last year, a time when vaccines were not widely available. They found that people who had COVID had a greater chance of developing a variety of neurologic conditions in the first year after after becoming infected. Those issues include strokes, cognitive and memory problems, depression, anxiety, and migraines. A previous study from these researchers showed that getting vaccinated slightly lowered that risk, but by about 20%. Gary has our latest forecast coming up next at 5. Plus, Red Cross volunteers from Wisconsin are heading to Puerto Rico to help with recovery efforts there as communities begin to rebuild after Hurricane Fiona. Later, a military veteran is biking to raise money to help other veterans. We'll have his story and more coming up tonight at 6. Stocks fell for a third day as investors mull the latest interest rate hike. The Dow Industrials lost 107 points. The Nasdaq gave up 153, and the S&P 500 was off 31. We'll be right back.
Ashley's Fall Scratch-Off promotion is happening now. Come in now for your scratch card that could be worth up to $5,000. Plus, get 78% off clearance items. Plus, 60-month special financing. Plus, doorbuster deals. Plus, fast delivery. Don't miss these savings. Ashley.
Get up and go! You heard the jingle, man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird. Get up and go!
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Look, it's a Dupaco. We're not a bird or a plane. We are a mighty credit union, born of thrift and laser focused on the interests of our members. Harnessing the combined power of more than 144,000 members and businesses, we work to put money back where it belongs, into your community and into your pocket, working tirelessly to help you pursue your dreams. Isn't that super? Join the movement at dupaco.com/super. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
It's Furniture and Appliance Mart's scratch-off promotion. Come in for your scratch card, worth up to $5,000. Plus, buy any LG washer and get the dryer free. Plus, 60-month special financing. Plus, fast delivery at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Following the charge of an agent in the Quadron Wilson shooting, Naomi Coles investigates the rarity of an officer being indicted. We dig into the central legal issues at stake and how the court will proceed tonight at 6.
Restraint and seclusion are a last resort for managing student behavior, but some say schools are abusing the protocols.
They have all the power. That's not about safety.
Chris Stanford learns why one local family fought back tonight on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Vice President Kamala Harris was back in Wisconsin today. The vice president made several stops throughout Milwaukee. Harris's first stop was at the Pfister Hotel, where she delivered remarks at the Democratic Attorney General Association conference. During the event, she called out Attorney General Josh Kaul for his effort to repeal Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban. The VP then visited the UW Milwaukee campus to meet with Latino leaders. This is Harris's third time time in Milwaukee since taking office. Prior to the vice president's visit, RNC spokesperson Rachel Reisner said in a statement, if Kamala Harris, Mandela Barnes, Tony Evers, and Josh Kaul spent as much time fixing their policies that brought Wisconsinites rising taxes, historic inflation, and rampant crime as they did talking about their failed agenda, Wisconsin voters might be able to provide for their families and keep them safe. A powerful magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck Mexico this morning, causing at least 2 deaths, damaging buildings and setting off landslides. The earthquake hit at 1:19 in the morning near the epicenter of a magnitude 7.6 quake that hit 3 days earlier. That quake was also blamed for 2 deaths. Mexico City's mayor said on Twitter the 2 deaths were a woman who fell down the stairs of her home and a man who had a heart attack. Hurricane Fiona is picking up steam as it heads towards Bermuda. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands are still without power in Puerto Rico because of the storm. Christian Benavides has the latest.
Satellite images show bridges in Puerto Rico before and after Hurricane Fiona brought catastrophic flooding to the island, isolating some areas entirely. With hundreds of thousands of residents still without access to clean water 4 days after the storm hit, the U.S. military helped distribute bottled water to victims. And with much of the island still without electricity, drivers waited in long lines to get gas for their generators.
I'm here because we're laser focused on what's happening to the people of Puerto Rico again.
President Biden, who declared a major disaster in Puerto Rico, was briefed about relief efforts Thursday.
And we'll do everything we can to meet the urgent needs you have, and we know they're real and they're significant.
At this Puerto Rican restaurant in Miami, many are concerned about this latest disaster to strike the island, which comes 5 years after Hurricane Maria caused widespread damage and destruction there.
My heart is destroyed in so many pieces right now.
Maritza Parilla says she wishes she could help her family members back home, still dealing with the aftermath.
As far as I heard, my family member are without electricity, water.
Much of Puerto Rico is still recovering from Maria. Thousands of homes, roads, and recreational areas have yet to be fixed. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
The National Hurricane Center says Fiona is forecast to pass near Bermuda early tomorrow and then hit eastern Canada this weekend. Meanwhile, Wisconsin's Red Cross is helping people impacted by Hurricane Fiona. Puerto Rico has little access to power or clean water today. A volunteer from Lake Geneva is headed to the island to help. Retired nurse Diana Trush says she has family there, so this is personal for her. Safe travels to her. And Gary joins us now with an update on Fiona's path. Gary?
Yeah, it remains a powerful hurricane right now. Maximum sustained winds 130 miles an hour, gusts to 160 miles per hour, moving north-northeast pretty rapidly at 20 miles per hour. So the eastern side of the hurricane will be the most dangerous because the counterclockwise wind circulation coupled with the forward speed of the storm means that the strongest winds will occur on that side of the storm. Latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center brings us just north and west of Bermuda with maximum winds about 125 to 130 miles an hour and gusts about 150. Bermuda will certainly be hit by hurricane force winds, and then it races northward into the Canadian Maritimes, even as it loses tropical characteristics. Winds of about 110 miles per hour over Prince Edward Island and eastern portions of Nova Scotia before the storm lifts northward and weakens, and gradually as it gets entrenched with colder air, you start seeing the rain changing to snow on the western edge of the storm. Fiona is only one of many tropical systems that bear watching. Tropical Storm Newton now in the eastern Pacific Ocean, just off the coast of Mexico. You can see an area of disturbed weather here that will probably become a tropical storm within the next couple of days, and then as it takes a path into the Gulf of Mexico, could threaten the Gulf Coast with a potential hurricane. Another strong tropical wave, 60% chance of development in the next 5 days. This one about a 30% chance of development, and then you've got Tropical Storm Gaston in the central portion of the Atlantic Ocean. While the tropics are heating up, we're cooling down. 3 things you need to know snow. Low temperatures tonight dropping into the lower 40s. We could see some areas of frost north of the Dells. For tomorrow, some showers in the afternoon and tomorrow night. A slight chance of showers Saturday and another chance for a shower on Sunday. Most of the weekend will be generally dry, but temperatures will be on the cool side. But dry weather arrives Monday, and as the tropics continue to heat up, high pressure usually builds across the Midwest, and our weather quiets down. We're looking for dry weather from Monday through Sunday of next weekend. As we check out a frost advisory, you can see that's in effect for Juneau and Adams counties, but up to the north, freeze warnings already in effect up toward Rhinelander and central portions of the UP of Michigan. So yes, fall starts at 8:04 and right on schedule. We've got that frost advisory 1 a.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for Juneau and Adams counties. For tonight, planning your night, 40 for the low in Middleton, 43 in Pine Bluff, and 42 in Sauk City with mostly clear skies. Up to the north, even colder, 39 Wautoma, 38 degrees in Camp Douglas. That's where the frost is more likely. Farther to the south, 42 in Janesville and 45 for the low in Monroe. High temperature tomorrow, 61. Clouds move in, and we'll see some showers develop in the afternoon. On future track, this begins around noon tomorrow. Much of the afternoon will be dry, but you start to see the scattered showers moving in from the west. I think the Friday night football games, for the most part, will be dry, but the better chances for rain arrive around midnight tomorrow night. Then those move off to the east, and as we head toward early Saturday morning, the shower chances go back down, but the clouds will linger for much of the day, keeping temperatures in the 50s for much of the day until the afternoon. Rainfall amounts generally less than 1/10 of an inch most areas. A few places could be up to 1/4 of an inch. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, though, again, a chance of showers on Sunday, also windy with a high of 65. Take a look at the temperatures next week. 39 for a low by Wednesday morning, but by the end of the week and into the weekend, we're back up to around 70, and it should be dry from Monday through Sunday of next weekend. As we check out first warning traffic right now, eastbound Beltline was very slow. We're seeing it pick up. There was an accident right around Southtown Drive. Right now, a little bit of a delay farther back to the west around Fish Hatchery Road back toward Verona Road. Travel times right now, eastbound Beltline about a half hour from University Avenue to the interstate, 15 minutes going back in the westbound direction. No problems on I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville or US 12 Middleton to Sauk City. Downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue and US 151 takes you 18 minutes. That's your news for now. First warning traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. To you or me, what a dive team gently lifted out of Lake Mendota today looks a lot like driftwood, but to the people who found it, that wood looks like a window into an ancient past. The Wisconsin Historical Society recovered a 3,000-year-old dugout canoe along the lake's southwestern shores this morning. A maritime archaeologist spotted it while scuba diving in May. Carbon dating from a sample pulled earlier this summer places it approximately 1126 BC.
That's evidence of the Ho-Chunk's ancestors being here and another civilization that we can understand better. Their innovations from the past and how they inspire how we're living today.
It will take about 3 years to restore and preserve the canoe. The Historical Society will store it in a container next to another canoe that they found last year, which was only 1,200 years old. Tonight at 10, we'll hear from the woman who first discovered the canoe and what the discovery means to the Ho-Chunk tribe. But still to come tonight at 5, a new app lets homeowners rent out their backyards to pet owners. We'll have details on that when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a great supportive care came to see me. They're taking the time to listen and talk about options for feeling better.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850 150,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
It's our biggest sale of the year. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1 now through October 7th. Let us help you turn no I can't into yes I can. Now through October 7th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in today.
Brothers Maine has been family-owned since 1938. Some of us were born into this family, and others chose to join through the years. And we know you can't replace family, but you can replace appliances, and Brothers Maine is here for you when one breaks down. Our in-house team has delivered ranges to washers to refrigerators to hectic households in a pinch, oftentimes the next day. Just because an appliance breaks down doesn't mean you have to. We're not big box. We're Brothers Maine, and we want you to feel like family here.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
It's a job well done for a herd of goats in Chicago. They just wrapped up a summer season chowing down on overgrown vegetation at O'Hare Airport. This is the 9th year goats and other grazing animals have worked to help clear away scrub vegetation around the airport. It's part of an eco-friendly program to keep the airfield safe and maintained. The goats will now herd to warmer areas as cooler weather approaches. If going to a dog park sends your furry friend into a frenzy, a new app could be just the thing for you. Sniff Spot bills itself as the first Airbnb of private dog parks. It allows dogs to enjoy time outdoors without the anxiety that some feel with other pets around. Homeowners can also make a couple bucks by renting out their properties. Many say they've earned hundreds of dollars per month. Good idea. Final check on the forecast when we come back.
It's Furniture and Appliance Mart's scratch-off promotion. Come in for your scratch card worth up to $5,000. Plus, buy any LG washer and get the dryer free. Plus, 60-month special financing. Plus, fast delivery at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline and East Springs Drive.
It changes your entire world. I know because I was a victim myself. So to think there are people like Senator Ron Johnson in Washington who'd make it harder. Ron Johnson supported the Supreme Court's decision outlawing abortion in Wisconsin, even for victims of rape and incest, allowing doctors and nurses to be prosecuted. When I think about other victims and what they're going to have to go through because of Ron Johnson, he doesn't share our values. S&P is responsible for the content of this ad.
I always have loved kids, like having a daycare, extending our family, having another kid, and just kind of made sense to do more improvements and add along the way. Having that availability to put back into our home from the home equity basically saved us.
Got a, privacy fence that provides safety for our kids and the daycare kids, and I don't got to put the dog on a leash anymore.
It's a nice feeling letting my daycare just get out and just run free. And that there is just another example that the Tackle Credit Union has had our back.
Change it up and choose Dutch Boy from Menards. Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints at the best prices. Pick out the perfect color. We offer free custom color matching and tinting to create thousands of color options. And with Dutch Boy's easy opening, smooth pouring container, and no prep, no prime formula, transforming your home has never been easier. Save 11% on all Dutch Boy paints now at Menards.
This month, shop Surgenian's semi-annual sale. We offer the largest Core-Tech selection in Madison. Carpet featuring Pet Solutions nylon, timeless hardwood, and more. Surgenian's semi-annual sale has savings up to 25% in all departments. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
Ashley's Fall Scratch-Off promotion is happening now. Come in now for your scratch card that could be worth up to $5,000. Plus, get 78% off clearance items. Plus, 60-month special financing. Plus, doorbuster deals. Plus, fast delivery. Don't miss these savings. Ashley.
Couple more hours of summer, right, Gary? When does fall officially arrive? 8:04 p.m.
And you can see the live view from the WISC Skycam. Skies are mainly clear there. The Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam, lots of sunshine, but that will allow temperatures to drop off quickly tonight. Frost advisory, Juneau and Adams counties from 1 a.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Right now, temperatures already in the 50s out toward Waukesha and Juneau. Here in Madison, 63. Most of Dane County seeing temperatures in the lower 60s, including 64 in Verona, 62 in Deerfield. All
right, thank you, Gary. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. The CBS Evening News is coming up next. Hope to see you back here for News 3 at 6.